Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I did these gemstone nails on my own nails. I have done a previous opal nails video on a practice hand, but I'm doing this a slightly different way and they're going to be more colourful than those opal nails were. I really like the purple opal nails, so the majority of these nails are going to be purple. Yeah, so I've already done my right hand. That's already done there and you can see that, so I am going to do my left hand on camera. I've already done some white gel polish on all of the nails, and I've slightly built up the apex of the nails so that when I'm putting thin layers of gel on, the apex is already there, so I don't have to sort it out at the end and things like that. I just find it easier to do it that way. So if you start off with a good foundation, then it's much easier to build the nails up that way. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm putting a base coat on, and I'm leaving that base coat wet, and then I'm putting this lunar glitter from Smiley's on top. Now this is the same glitter that I use for the opal nails, but on the opal nails I use some bigger bits of mylar underneath this. So the nails did turn out a bit thicker because the more layers of gel and mylar and things like that you put on, the more gel that you need, or acrylic or whatever you're using to encapsulate, you need more of that to encapsulate it. So these are on my own nails. I don't want my own nails really chunky, so I'm doing this a different way. So there's no mylar underneath that glitter. There's just this lunar glitter, and as you can see there's lots of different colours of iridescent flakes and things like that, and that is enough because there's fine glitter in there as well. Okay, so I'm sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. I've got my washer on and I've got the kids running about upstairs, so if you can hear anything, that's what it is. Yeah, the life of a homeschool mum is quite fun because you've got the kids there all the time, so I just have to sort of fit my voiceovers around everything else. So yeah, I do try to do it early in the morning, and I actually did this voiceover already once this morning, but it was when I first come down and I got my coffee and I'm sat there doing the voiceover, and I listened back to it and I was talking like this because I was half asleep, and I was like, no, I'm doing that again because I sound terrible, and I was like, people aren't going to watch this and listen to that, I'm going to send them to sleep. So I've done it again. Yeah, we want happy voiceovers. So anyway, where was I up to? Yeah, I'm going over now. I've cured all the wet base coat now with the glitter on. I did cure it after each nail so that I didn't actually knock any of the glitter off or get it stuck to my fingers or anything like that. So I've cured that wet base coat, and now I'm going in with another base coat, and I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds because you've got the bigger pieces of glitter and things like that. The base coat's quite thin, so it sinks down between them. And it helps to sort of seal everything in, and it also helps to sort of smooth it out a little bit more. So I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'm going in with this polish by Aimeili, and this is from their Paranoid Collection. It's like it's got flakies in it, so it's like tiny they look a bit like mylar, but they're very tiny and they're very shimmery. You can't really see it there because it's in clear gel, but they do add sort of another dimension to the nails, and I love it. I love the way they look. I've used this over black gel polish and it is amazing. They come in a set of I think it's 6 or 8 different colours. So yeah, you normally use them as toppers over gel polish because that's how they look the best. So yeah, I'm putting a coat of that on all of the nails, and this again just is a thin layer, and it just helps to build up that layer of gel and help smooth the nails out, because when I come to file, I don't want bits of the glitter sticking up through everything, because then those bits that are sticking up are going to get filed off, and I want to keep as much in as possible without the nails being chunky. So right, the next step is I'm using some gel. This is just a Shemodern Grip Gel. And this is quite a thicker gel, so I like using this for this step because I'm mixing this with some white gel polish, mix that all together, and then you've got like a milky white polish that's got quite a bit of clear in it so you can see through it, which is what we want. I don't want to completely cover that glitter up. I want it to come through, but I want it to be a bit muted. I don't want it to completely, you know, I don't want to see all of the glitter. I want some of it covered up so that when you move the nail in a certain direction, you can still see that glitter shining. So yeah, I'll put one coat of that on all of the nails, then I will cure that for 60 seconds when that is all on and I'm happy with it all. And then I'm going to go in with this builder in a bottle from Premier Gel, and this is going to be the last sort of coat on the nails before I file and buff them. Now you can see there I'm just brushing it on because I started off the nails with an apex or a slight apex. As I've built the layers of gel up, they've been built up in the correct shape, so I don't need to go in and start building up the nail with this gel. This is just to encapsulate everything so that when I go to file, I'm not filing that milky white layer off, I'm not filing any of the glitter off, it's protecting all those layers underneath. So I don't know what was going on with the camera, but it wasn't focusing, so I'm sorry about that, but you can see what I'm doing anyway. And I have sped this up so it does make it look a bit worse than it actually is. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off the sticky layer now with some alcohol, and then when I've done that I am going to file and buff the nails, and then we will move on to the next step. So the next step is to apply a matte top coat to all these nails. Now these have been filed and buffed, so they are the right shape now. I'm happy with them. So you can see there as I'm applying the matte top coat, it does go on glossy before you cure it, so you can see the bits of glitter coming through, which is what we want. So now it's cured, I've just put it up against the other hand so you can see that it's just white. So I'm going in with these alcohol inks now. These are my alcohol inks that I made myself with markers and alcohol. I will link the video in the description of how I did these, so if you want to do your own you can. I did just get some cheap empty nail polish bottles from eBay just to put them in. So I'm going over with the purple one first, and I am covering the nail in that, but not I'm not really saturating it. I'm not putting loads and loads on, but I do want to make sure that all that white is covered. And then in the bottle there you saw some acetone, and I'm just going over with the acetone just to create a pattern with the ink, because I don't want it just plain all over the nail purple. I want it, you know, I want sort of a pattern, a sort of marbly wavy pattern. So I'm doing that on the pinky finger, the middle finger and the index finger. And the same thing, I'm just going in with the acetone and just drawing on some lines, and you can see that I'm wiping it off on some kitchen paper every time that I've put the acetone on the nail. And then what I do as well is I do go around the edges of the nails with the acetone, because when you put the ink on, it does tend to sit on the free edge of the nail and around the edge. Now if you like that look, that's fine, but I didn't want that. I wanted that to come off. So I'm just using the palette now, and I'm putting some of the pink and the blue, and you can see on the palette there that the pink isn't very pigmented, and that's because it is a neon. It was a sort of neon marker that I used, and I did get it on the skin there, so make sure you clean that off with acetone or alcohol, because you don't want that on your skin. So yeah, I'm going in on the thumb and the ring finger with the blue and the pink, and then again I'm going in with the acetone when I've done all this, and then I will just sort of fade the colours together. And you can see on that ring finger where it has settled into the side of the nail, so I do wipe that off as well. Now on the thumb one I wasn't really happy with the pink because I didn't think it was strong enough, so I do go back in again just to put a bit more of the pink on, because it did look a bit like stripes, and it already looked like that on the other thumb that I did, so I didn't want it to look that way on this one. I wanted it a bit different. So when I'm happy with it all, I'll let it dry completely, because that's really important, because if you go in with your top coat and it's still wet, it will just smudge all the colours together and all that work that you've done will just be lost. So I do make sure it's completely dry, and then this is how it looks when I've got all the inks on. You could leave it matte like that, just put a matte top coat on, but you know, I can't justify that because I love my glitter and I have to have it shiny. So I've zoomed right in so you can see the top coat now. So this is where the colour and the glitter is just all revealed, and I love the way this looks at the end. So I wanted all the nails completely different, and they do all look different. Now this ring finger, I did put the blue and the pink on, but it's very muted, it's very pale compared to like the thumbnail on my other hand that you can see there. That's very colourful. So I think the middle finger and the index finger on this hand are my favourite nails. I just love the way that you can see some of the glitter and you can't see other parts of it, and you can just see it sort of shimmering there under the surface. So yeah, at the moment these are my favourite nails to do, and I'm so glad that I did actually do it on my nails, because I thought, well, I've already done Opal nails on the practice hand, I'm not going to do it on my nails because everyone's seen it, but this is a bit different. And yeah, people have been commenting on my nails on some of the other recordings I've done. So I did say that I would film it. Sorry, I'd already filmed it, and I did say that I would put that in a video, so here it is. So yeah, here are the finished nails. What do you think? Would you wear these? Do you think it's too much effort? Or do you think the effort's worth it? It did take a while to do these because there are lots of layers, but at the same time you just put in layers on. You're not, you know, having to sculpt and things like that because that's already done with the base. So it's not that difficult to do, it's just a few more steps than usual. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, I really do appreciate you watching my videos. Yeah, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.